All right, welcome to Friday Night Meta here on the channel. We do have some big changes and updates going on right now because of the new set release right there, March of the Machine, the Aftermath. There have been some changes I'm excited to cover and break down for you in today's episode. So thank you for tuning in as we walk through each of the formats, best of one, best of three. As we always do, down below you'll find the timestamps available to you to help keep you in the know. Additionally, we'll pull it all back together as a little bit of an outtake retrospective at the end of today's episode. Now, with that, if you happen to have a question or comment throughout, do let me know. I love to hear from you. And on top of that, feel free to swing by the Discord server. Come say hello with the great community there as well. All right, so let's get moving here. We do have a little bit of and a lot of things to cover as always here on Friday Night Meta, the weekly series. Now, first off, again, the Aftermath is now out. Now, as we look at standard best of one, we do notice a big change. First one, Azorius Soldiers is not the best deck right now. That thing has been at the top forever, and may I say, forever. It is not. We have mono white humans because of some key cards from the Aftermath that have made a difference. Now, I've certainly ran that as part of one of the lists you can check out here on the channel as well for you while you're trying to figure that out. Now, that key card gives humans +1/+0. Additionally, you have, I believe it's Vanguard. I'm going to blank on that. We'll go into it actually here. Our friend, where are you? The new one. Oh, right here. Copper Coat Vanguard. I was correct. So that is the big one. +1/+0 and has Ward 1. Boom. So let's go back to our meta. All right, there you go. A little bit extra detail. Now, with that said, again, as I mentioned, we've got Azorius Soldiers there. Mono red aggro has been at the top. We'll talk about that a little bit. Again, a revival. Selesnya enchantments becoming more popular again. 5-color domain picking up. Recently ran that here. Mono blue tempo squeaking back in as well. So you can see on the right the popularity changes. And again, this is at a aggro level, but these are the big pieces. Like I said, that Selesnya enchantments really skyrocketing up in terms of popularity. We see that mono white humans skyrocketing up in popularity. Again, big key cards from Aftermath here on the right. We see that win rate. Boom, mono white humans outpacing Azorius Soldiers on the top. And we do see that Azorius Soldiers starting to come down. We also see that Selesnya enchantments starting to come up. And we see that 5-color domain continuing to move up and getting better with our Aftermath. So very, very cool in terms of changes. This is always nice to see in the meta and great to see when a new set comes out. Let's go ahead and check out the top end, see if there's a few changes. Yes, Selesnya enchantments is at the top. We have Rakdos midrange in here as well, something a little bit different, and a few other lists that we'll see continue to move around here that we'll keep an eye on. So that is standard best of one. As we move into best of three, we have a couple of things going on here. Certainly, again, our domains and reanimator deck list, Rakdos midrange, some of the stuff that we've talked about here with the breach lists as well. Selesnya enchantments making its way in here as well, and Orzhov midrange, another list that I've covered coming out of the Minneapolis Magic Con event and the Pro Tour. Lots of things moving and changing here. And then when we look at the Aftermath, we see a lot of that happening in terms of what's going on. Rakdos midrange falling off. We see that 5-color domain becoming way more popular. And then here on the right, we see that Esper Legends retaking the king spot here, king and queen spot in terms of win rate. 5-color domain remaining stronger, and a lot of other things moving around there that we'll keep an eye on because we're still at less than a week in terms of what's happening here. As we move into the mythic scene, let's see what we got going on. Esper Legends, 5-color reanimator, Rakdos midrange, and Grixis midrange. Here on the right, you can see what's heavily played. Again, that Rakdos midrange and Grixis midrange maintaining its position in terms of popularity still. So that is standard at its finest right now. Like we said, some of the key changes, new set release, always making a big impact and always healthy, as I like to say, in terms of meta. Let's go ahead and peek over at Alchemy. A little bit of stuff going on in Alchemy. Again, mono black control, mono red aggro, mono red burn, 5-color reanimator. We see that going on right here. Mono red aggro still maintaining mono red burn there, and we do see some of those other lists popping in. And then additionally, in terms of those win rates there, mono black control, mono red aggro, and everything else. Let's go ahead and take a look at Mythic. Mythic here, mono red aggro. Boom, done. All right. Best of 3, we have a few things going on. Best of 3, high win rates here with Grixis midrange, 5-color Reanimator, and mono red aggro. And again, on the right here, really dominated by Grixis midrange and 5-color Reanimator. And then again, you can see the set release. A little bit of changing going back and forth between these two. More to keep an eye on as things develop, and we'll certainly take a look if anything's going on Mythic. Grixis midrange. All right, so that concludes Alchemy for this week. Let's go ahead and see what's happening in Historic. Historic, we have Izzet. We got Mono Green, Selesnya, Azorus, Dimmer. So again, when things reset, we do just see a lot of times these lists, which is one of the reasons, or the types before they get the real names, because not enough data and it's kind of still evolving, but that is pretty typical. Again, one of the reasons why I wait, but we do see a huge drop off between Izzet Wizards down to Izzet, Mono Green Elves all the way down here too. Similar with the win rates and things moving around. We do see that Selesnya in there, probably Angels, those kinds of things. So we'll maintain an eye on this as we continue to go. Let's look over at best of 3. Best of 3 here, we do have the 5-color Reanimator, Azorus Control, 4-color Control. Big changes here with Azorus Control. So Rakdos midrange falling out of favor. And then again here, 5-color Reanimator staying steady, and that Mono Green Devotion in there. So lots of changes in terms of what's happening. Very solid win rates here for those top 4 decks, which is always important to see. Let's see what's happening in Mythic here. Nothing yet. All right. So that concludes Historic for us. Let's go ahead and check out our last best of 1 and best of 3 format here with Explorer. Again, still some of that reset going on. We got Abzan, Selesnya, mono white, 5-color, and mono red. Again, here's what we see going on. We got Selesnya, mono green, lots of drop-offs and changes that we'll have to keep an eye on. We do see that mono green or Abzan picking up there in terms of win rates. So we'll certainly come back next week and make sure a lot of these things are sorted out. All right, Selesnya Angels, and then not enough here at Mythic. All right, best of 3. Best of 3, we do have 5-color really being the key one, and then a couple of other things here with Rakdos, 5-color, mono green, Dimmer, Azorus, and mono white. Mono white staying on the top, probably a humans list as an example, but we'll have to keep an eye on these things as they continue to evolve. All right, so now the big one, Historic Brawl. What changes do we have? Ragavan is still at the top. So that is what it is. We do have Atrox in there, Etali, Vornaclex, Emoti, Atroxa, Praetor's Voice, Narset, Enlightened Exile is definitely a new one, which is great to see the Jeskai colors in there. And then Obnix. Here you can see Etali Conqueror becoming, again, very, very popular. We do see that Ragavan falling off to 3%, which always makes a big, big difference. But then here, in terms of win rates, it's definitely close between Atroxa and Ragavan, which has been something for some time now, as you can see here. And then additionally, we do have Etali again, staying steady. Purple's picking up with Narset, which is great to see with the new entry into the meta. All right, so let's pull it all back together. We've got a great new set here out, the Aftermath, as always, which is a ton of fun from March of the Machine. A special set, a little bit different in terms of the release, as always. We used to have those 3-block sets. Now we kind of got a main and a small one. And we got some changes to standard coming, so I expect more changes to our meta scene and those things as it unfolds. So thank you for tuning in as always. Again, questions, comments, let me know. Come say hi in the Discord server, or lots of great community members there to discuss decks, ideas, and all kinds of other fun things around Magic. With that, thank you as always. Appreciate your likes and your subs as we continue to grow this great community. Other great ways to stay connected down below and stay in touch and in the know. With that, thank you to all the members as well. I appreciate that support and all the additional support as always. With that, we got a ton of great Magic the Gathering content available to you on the channel. Some of those decks that I mentioned, more coming your way as always as well. So stay tuned for new lists as this week. And we got a ton more Magic the Gathering content headed your way. With that, we'll see you soon. Until next time, Mythras out of here. Enjoy the new set. I'm having a blast as well.